Okay, y'all. Well, Spirit is funny. Let me just check on this. Okay, that seems to be working. So, I already recorded this and it sounded awful because I don't know what I was thinking. Not using my professional microphone. So, I had to put in a transcriber, and now I'm going to read you the transcription. Okay, it's pretty much word for word. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm putting a teleprompter. We're going to see how, so I'm going to try to make it smooth. All right, here we are. Here we go. By the way, howdy do, beloveds. Okay, so I heard a lot of stuff. And here we go. I heard you want to get cozy. I was cozy, but now I was in bed. Oh, it's going too fast. Everything's a message. Somebody's going too fast. I could include myself in that absolutely almost always. But I will tell you, y'all. Ooh, hey. Hey there. I will tell you this. Y'all, I had my ass handed to me so hard, so many times. I finally, a good dear friend of mine who was very much tapped in to the I am, I just said, I don't know what to do because some of this, it's just not working with some efforts that I had. And she said, I think you should just lay on the couch until God makes you get up. And that's pretty much what I did. And I'm going to tell you, every time Spirit says, lay down, girl, I've been doing it and it's been working. And I have been more productive, more creative, completed more stuff, and just feel better overall, less anxiety, just total, more faith, less doubt, and all the stuff I'm being called to do than ever. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Okay, moving right along. So here we're going to try this again. I changed the speed here. So yeah, you want to be cozy. And some of y'all you're too young to know this, but I heard Greta Garbo, I think she said, I just want to be alone. Just leave me alone, or I want to be left alone. And you're kind of feeling that way, not because you don't like people, because you love people, kind of like me, but it's like you want to help people, but also you'd like to be left the heck alone. And part of it is you're just overwhelmed and you're tired and you're kind of over it. And I understand because you need more support. And those of you who were those you were counting on, it turns out they couldn't be relied on. And a lot of push pull and let. Okay, hold on one second. And I'm hearing, okay, now I'm hearing more stuff as I'm reading this other stuff. I'm multitasking. A lot of y'all know that. And I'm hearing there's a lot of neurodifferent folks out there who are hearing this. And what I want to speak to, I'm really called to speak to this, is so this is probably going to be a deep dive for another time. But if you'll notice, how much neurodifference there is in our society right now, right? That is the third wave of volunteers. Look it up, Dolores Cannon. So, the third wave of volunteers that have been so very diagnosed, I'm part of the second wave, late diagnoses, when we are not supported, nurtured, our gifts, our sensitivities nurtured and protected, they become pathologized. I'm going to just leave that with you and to say that I have more focus, more productivity, more creativity, and more completion than I ever had. And that is a direct result of not pathologizing and of meditating, of habits. But part of those habits, it's not about forcing. It's about listening to the body mind deeply and trusting that I'm not broken, and neither are you. And that the magical parts of so-called mental, it's not illness, I'll just say that, mental difference, sickness is the result of a dissonant vibration and low frequency. And when we are around a lot of dissonance or low frequency for an extended period of time, we can do any number of things. Go offline entirely. Sorry, I stepped away from the mic there. Go offline entirely. We can become dissonant in our spirit ourselves, lose contact with a frequency of peace, of calm, of clarity. So anyway, that's a story for another time, but I'm gonna leave that there, because the more we believe, the more we get of what we believe. The more we insist that we are scattered, that we are distracted, that we are chaotic, the more we shall be. Right? What you believe, you receive. What you perceive, you receive. So, yeah. Okay, so I was guided to say that. So, and I promise you that those who get a payoff from you being scattered and small and chaotic and distracted, and who get a payoff from you not stepping into your calling, they will continuously let you know, remind you of your diagnoses, have you checking your medication and your habits and your sleep and all of that until you're feeling gaslit and paranoid. And that is not to vilify those who care about you. Just be aware. Just be aware that to not take responsibility for your own thinking, your own state, your own emotions, and your own internal world is to allow someone else to run that world. And there will be repercussions. And you can't have it both ways. Okay, that was a tangent, but somebody out there needed to hear it. Okay, so, but more than ever, many of you, most of you, in fact, who are listening to this, you feel very close. You feel very close to the divine, and in particular, your ancestors, or in particular ancestors. I'm hearing a grandmother, or a female ancestor, maybe an aunt or great aunt, some a grandfather, and some, it's someone you were not, I'm saying a female, but not that you were related to, but it was like so close, it was like a family member, like maybe a godmother or a neighbor that just was in your home all the time, but very, very close, and they are now like a spirit guide. And you can feel that. And many of you, Yeshua, that is the true and original name of Jesus. I'm also seeing a female Indian saint, not like one of the goddesses, but not like Lakshmi, but more like lived in the 3D. Like Amma, the hugging saint, who's still alive. Some of you may be a follower of Amma, and I'm Paramahansa Yogananda, I'm saying as well, who's not female. Krishna, who's also not female, but there's a divine feminine energy there as well. I'm hearing Shiva the Destroyer. Some of y'all are really tapping into some rage right now, and it's making you not trust yourselves. And what I would say to that is know that when you feel when you feel rage at someone, they are the target, not the source. And that rage is not a present time emotion. It is an emotion based on past. Anger is something that comes up and out and goes. Rage is a buildup of many, many, many perceived slights, perceived injustices, perceived outrage of many years usually that has gone unexpressed. And that does need to come out, but is destructive when it comes out at another person, and that is not how we heal. So anyway, that's a story for another time, but it's true, and that I guess it needed to come out for someone, and I have a lot of experience with that. I'm also hearing Mary as in the mother. Okay, I see Phil, the Virgin Mary, but someone's mother or grandmother might be named Mary. And also I'm seeing a blonde woman, which I actually think I'm hearing Nadia or Nada. I think there is an avatar, a spiritual avatar named Nada. I don't know, y'all. I'm just saying what I see. You're going to have to look that up. I can't be taking notes for everybody. Anyway, I am hearing there's a frustration because for a long time, since y'all were young, definitely the collective who's listening here, you felt a calling. You've had a deep closeness to the divine, and coupled with that, a frustration because you felt very alone. Like growing up around people maybe who were totally agnostic or atheist, or maybe in religions that did not lend themselves to the kind of profound spiritual experiences you were having. Like maybe people around you were very religious, but the kind of experiences you were having perhaps were even like vilified or whatever. And the kinds of things you're being called to do or say or be feel very outside your comfort zone. And let me tell y'all, totally get it, 100%. I was in my cozy bed when I first did this, just letting it be okay, work a little, rest a little. That's my motto right now. And sometimes I work while I rest, and I rest while I work. And that's really the ideal, to let it all be rest, to be always resting in spirit, and to have things done through us. This has been happening to me. I mean, it's happening, and it's been happening a long time. And it has for you too. Many, many, many synchronicities. I mean, your whole life feels like one synchronicity after the other, right? And they've increased radically recently, is what I'm hearing. And part of you may be resentful because you're like, what the heck am I supposed to do with all this? What do you want from me? And I'm hearing that time is coming, and that time is now. And be still and know. There's nothing extra for you to do. Just keep doing what you're doing and listening. Keep that deep listening. And some of you recently feel like you've been doing odd things, like out of the ordinary things, random things, like you haven't planned them. It sounds random, like Dr. Seuss. By the way, I've heard like 3 mentions of Dr. Seuss this week. Now, for me, that's my own grandmama. She would give me Dr. Seuss books and poetry books, and she is one of my spirit guides, a very strong one. She don't play. So that's kind of a confirmation to me that you have somebody like that. And just feel into that. There may be a book of significance that you recently picked up, or a book from your childhood that you've recently heard about again. If you know, you know. Or if somebody mentions the book more than twice, it's probably for you to check out, and it might help. But so if you're perceiving, why am I doing weird stuff? And it may feel like, why, like that's not good for me. And I'll just tell you, like the last few weeks, like a couple of times I watched movies and I did not even remember that I'd already watched the movie. One movie I rewatched, I was like, oh, this has too much violence in it. It was a movie I'd watched years ago. and I just don't, I'm highly sensitive, and I just can't watch those kind of movies anymore. And I was like, but I watched the whole thing because I felt called to watch it. And then I just got this download to kind of do a reading on myself, basically, of kind of all the weird stuff, right, of the last few weeks. Because I just had this epiphany. What is all this stuff? And I'll be gosh darn, y'all, if all that stuff wasn't just completely connected, and there were things that occurred in multiple relationships and weird things like a toll booth in two of them, and if you are if you're on this journey, you know that you hear things differently, you see things differently, you associate differently, you see patterns. If you have the ADHD experience, you are a pattern seer, and you are a see-feel hearer. Things come into your world, your body, mind, differently. And I was able to understand a very comprehensive message that was true all the way down to my very bones. And so if you have been doing what is like, well, that's weird, I can't believe, why did I do that? Why should I do that? Just trust. Surrender and trust, surrender and trust, surrender and trust. And maybe sit down, just pick up a pen, some paper, and do some free associating. Don't force it. Just, start writing down like all the weird stuff, and then just, breathe, just kind of look out, go in your backyard or whatever, look at the sky and just see what comes up, because you're going to see a theme. You're going to see that Spirit is guiding you in a very particular way, and trust that. You're not crazy. Anyway, okay, so moving right along. But we are all being guided, all being talked to all of the time. All the time. So, what else we got here? I'm going back to my notes. Okay. And those of you who know, who are on this journey and you're here listening right now, you've probably been experiencing a real particular kind of loneliness, is what I'm hearing. Like, now, on the one hand, you kind of never feel lonely because you feel very close to the divine, and you have a strong sense of self now, though you used to feel like you couldn't even sit by yourself, right? But it's in this deep understanding of the infinite, the I am is very personal, but also impersonal. That pure awareness from which we emanate, is infinite. But you have a very, very personal relationship with, say, Yeshua, Krishna, or Mother Mary, or what have you. But there's a very particular loneliness, almost like you're missing someone you've already met, but maybe you haven't met them here yet in this lifetime. But it feels like you've agreed to meet them, right? And you're like, I'm here, I'm waiting. And now, I mean, it could be a romantic soul partner. You just feel kind of unsupported, and you're waiting for like a new bestie, or maybe a mentor, because you're at the point with your gifts, you don't know what to do with them, and could use that kind of fortification. And I do know this feeling. I do. I know that feeling really clearly. And okay, and then I saw some various birds: a cardinal, blue jay, a raven, a crow, and a peacock. And some of that may be significant to all of you. Some of you, then it was a pink hat and a baseball cap. Now, it might have been a pink. I mean, I saw a pink hat and then a baseball cap, but it could be a pink baseball cap. And somebody's grandfather, like playing baseball with grandfather, and your grandfather may be, I think we said that before, a guide from on the other side. And playing baseball might be a message of some sort. And I'm hearing like have more fun, and also like get out there and play with others. And I know it's hard. I do know that. Sometimes I do not want to leave the house, y'all. I'm like, oh my God, is that a notification? I turn mine off. Like my phone is never on. No. Anywho, so also there's somewhat, it's like at least one, probably more, but very small collective portion. I want to say you're called to write, or at least it's like, but it's like a beautiful kind of writing. I don't mean just the words, it's like the writing itself is beautiful, or art, some kind of unique art that's like, it's channeled almost, and there's this fear you won't be understood. It's I don't know if it's a foreign language. Okay, maybe. Okay, hold on. But I'm hearing those who have eyes to see will understand. Eyes to see and ears to hear. Okay, and you may have been, quote, casting your pearls before swine. Now I know this real well, y'all, because when we do that, look, swine are very smart, and they're just smart as dogs, apparently, but they don't know what to do with pearls. That's the bottom line. It's not an insult to swine. Just don't waste your pearls on them, right? But it's not for you to, like, don't take your channeled wisdom or your art or whatever. Don't take it to everybody. Just do it. You know, just do it and put it in the world, and trust that those with eyes to see and ears to hear will, and that you are being guided, and it's not for you to decide who that is. And you may be someone who's maybe you're bilingual or even more than that, but maybe English isn't your first language, or what's coming through is like a different language or a new language or something. And you may be biracial, perhaps, or the language I'm saying is like characters, like not an alphabet. I know Aramaic, for example. Please forgive me if I get this wrong, y'all, please. I do know the Bible has been unfortunately handed down and mucked with and all this. But anyway, I don't know what relevance. That's somebody's relevance. And I don't know, maybe what you're creating actually has to do with translation, maybe. Anyway, I'm seeing like characters, like shapes, but they are communicating. So maybe like Arabic. Okay, I said Arabic, but I meant Aramaic, but that probably no accidents. And Hebrew and Chinese and Japanese, like characters that represent ideas or sounds rather than letters, right? Okay, I'm sorry, I think I did some sound I shouldn't have. Hold on a minute. Okay. And I'm seeing these kinds of things like you're okay. Either you are seeing, okay, when I do readings, things like pop out, and you are either seeing things like this synchronistically, or you are drawing them yourself, or they're part of your history or culture or something. But I'm seeing them in the context of artwork. And goodness, I don't know if that's helpful. Again, y'all, I'm just saying what I'm told to say. But I'm hearing, this is part of your calling. There's some sort of message you're meant to carry. Okay, now I'm seeing the shapes or the things that are drawn are like music. These characters, they're almost like morphing into music, and they're moving. Okay, you might be an animator, or some of you animators might be musicians or working together, collaborating with musicians, but it's telling an important story, okay? And you're using AI, but the AI does not create the message. It's, okay, they're saying stop. They're saying they know. So if you know, you know. and to say you're not crazy. You're not crazy. Just listen and do and trust, and don't push and don't force and don't try to be creative. It's already creative. Don't force it. Don't try to be clever. Don't try to do more because you think it's cool. Okay? Trust me. As a multi creative, I know what it's like to get that high when things are coming through and it's amazing. And then you think, I'm going to do 1,000 more. And then they're crap. Or you're high on your ego and you don't want that. You don't want that. You'll crash and burn. Okay, right now I'm hearing this is many messages for few. Many messages for few. Okay, that can apply to a lot of us. And I think it applies to this reading. Like I'm saying many things, and some of y'all are like, that's not me. And then 5 seconds later, it's you. So hang in. Yeah. What's coming through are unique and specific messages for many very small collectives, as opposed to one large message for one small collective or a large message for a large collective. And I think, I think that has to do with who is listening, and what you're being called to do. You may talk yourself out of things because, hold on a moment, because you feel like, oh, it's too specific, nobody's going to look at this, blah, blah, blah. But what you don't realize is you've only just begun. There are going to be many things channeled through you. And when you do many messages and many things for a few, eventually you do a bunch for many. Does that make sense? Of course it does. I'm just also, okay, God, y'all, it's 27 minutes. Now, the irony is that I know that I'm reading this, thing that was poorly recorded, and I did it again. I know that somewhere in here I hit 22, and now I'm already at 27. Lord. Okay. But anyway, this is about discernment, because there are those here, and I have gone through this phase as well. The Spirit's telling me to wrap this up. But this is key, because this does apply to everyone listening, that we are meant to be we're meant to be carried on the river of spirit, that even the greatest avatars, Yeshua, Krishna, the highest, the most high, the representatives of the God mind, superconscious, and all that is, the I of the I am, we're not meant to get stuck in one place doing one thing. We got this, the inclination of us humans to get attached. We get attached to this one way we meditate, and this one thing we do, and this is our sandwich and all that. Trust me, I know. I eat like 5 foods, and I have to work on it. But rather to surrender and trust as the messages come through, and we continue to move and trust that our guides, our information, all the synchronicities, all that, they're going to keep coming always, as long as we stay a clean, clear, creative channel. We don't need to lock in. We don't need to lock it down. We don't need to attach and grab and be claspy. Because even our vision of like, what did Yeshua look like? How many days this? Or what should I do? How do I be perfect this way? All of that is earthbound. That's 3D. It's like a weight on us. It's attachment, and we need to stay light, because that stuff can weigh us down and actually start to prevent the very messages, the very thing, the connection. And I need to hear this myself, y'all, because the work I got to do. And anyway, I can get just as attached, and certainly to timelines, all of it, just release a little, do a little, surrender a little, do a little. We're not meant to make the thing precious. What is precious is the message. What is precious is the calling. The calling is not the thing. We let it come through when we let it go. Come through, let it go. Come through, let it go. Because it is not our message. It's Spirit's message. We're the channels. Whether it's writing, whether it's painting, whether we're plumbers or electricians or engineers. Somebody needs to hear that. Something about engineers or engineering. Something about new way of engineering energy. Okay, this is very particular, and I'll say this is getting really long. Anyway, once we do the thing, we detach from the results, whether we make $10, 10,000, 10 million, okay? And some are going to be triggered, but it's all for the glory of God. And glory, the Hebrew original, the etymology of that is brightness. So it's to shine a light on God, truth, the I am, what is true, not ourselves. Now, the light's going to bounce back on us because we are representatives of the all that is, the I am. He, she, whatever. There's no gender. Hopefully we've gotten over that by now. Many have not. But anyway, God does not need to be famous or glorified. Doesn't need our subscribes and likes. You know what I'm saying? That's narcissism. So anyway, okay, y'all, I gotta go. Anyway, just the point is, if you keep your focus right, it will keep coming. What's next will keep coming. It will keep coming. You will know what to do next. Okay? But if you attach to the thing and how many you should sell or whatnot, you will cut off the flow. The point is, you draw attention to truth, not to you. That doesn't mean you might not, like I said, be famous or whatever. You might. Some of y'all are like, no, I just want to go to bed, close the shades, and put on my cozy clothes. Totally get it, 100%. And some of you have already done that. And some of you have already suffered the consequences of that sort of vainglory or whatever. But some of you, and you pay that price, but now right? You're like, I just want a garden. But here's the thing. You're the one. You're the one. So anyway, moving right along. I gotta wrap this up. Good Lord. Anyway, I hate it. Okay. Oh Lord. Oh, this part. Okay. I do hate it when people say, you're gonna find a feather. I really do. It's awful. I hate that. I hate saying that. I hate saying that I hate it. That's rude. It's very egotistical. But anyway, I did feel like I was hearing turkey feather. Why? I don't know. Anyway, but there was something else. And because it was specifically like a feather was in a bottle and like a quill was in a bottle. Something like a message in a bottle, but specifically and that was when it was 22:22. Okay. I have to say it. It's totally 32:58 now. Oh, though the time is 3:35. If that's significant to anybody. I think I have an appointment really soon, y'all. Anyway, that's interesting because that's relevant to what I'm about to say. Some of y'all are about to have a significant appointment. And 22:22, that's significant for some of you. Some of you are writers or content creators, some kind, blogs or vlogs. And you're going to get like a surprise, almost like a message in a bottle. Like it seems impossible. And it's like a match for you. 22:22 is a match. Like, no way this could happen. Okay. And 3:35 is like 33 and a 5. 5 is change. So 33 is very significant. That, who the heck knows, but it's a significant spiritual thing. So it could be a big spiritual, maybe you get a big spiritual gift too, or maybe that's it. I don't know. But it could be a sponsorship or being published, something like that, or something spiritual. And then just as I was saying that, it turned to 23:23 when I looked, and it was not on purpose, y'all. So it's not something you could imagine. It's like you don't look for it. It just shows up the way that I looked at the numbers, and it was 22:22, then 23:23. But it's something like you do naturally, and you got kudos for maybe when you were a kid. And I'm hearing it's the kind of thing, those kind of things just happen to you all the time. Like, surprise, you won this, or surprise, we pick you. Like, you were seen. And then whatever it was, you know, that stopped or something. And okay, I gotta wrap this up. Seriously, this is not a very good ending. Okay, but I'm seeing this. The way my microphone is, it's like got this glowing light, and it's basically like all the colors of the rainbow. And then there's one prominent light on it that's green, and that is the heart chakra. So what I'm seeing is, and then I've really never looked at the colors on this thing before, but they're moving. So I'm seeing this as an unfreezing and a balancing of your heart chakra. So whatever in particular has been frozen for you, okay, now it's really highlighting a blue. So speaking truth, and the opening of your heart. Okay, and now I'm seeing 3555. So 335 and 3555 may be of significance, and I am pacing out, y'all. You are loved, you are supported. And if you think that's not true, you're like, who? I would say the divine always, and me too. Bye, y'all.